I call the member for Layla.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And I rise this morning to speak about infrastructure in Victoria. Deputy Speaker, we've had the Prime Minister down in Victoria a few times over the last few months talking about congestion, tweeting from Punt Road, running an A-frame, adding to congestion on Victorian roads, erroneously, defiantly arguing that Labor, both state and federal, don't care about transport. And yet the truth of the matter, Deputy Speaker, the truth of the matter, when you look at the figures, is very clear. It's very clear that this Prime Minister, although he claims to be the Prime Minister for Infrastructure, is anything but the Prime Minister for Infrastructure. In Victoria, of course, we know this, Deputy Speaker. We know this because the federal government will not be making a contribution to the Melbourne Metro, even though Infrastructure Australia had it as its #1 priority. We know that, Deputy Speaker, because we're finally going to get the upgrade to the Western Ring Road, something that people in my electorate use regularly, Deputy Speaker, and are often caught in what's left of the tangle because this government stopped the funding to complete the upgrade of the Western Ring Road when they came into power. That's right, Deputy Speaker. It would have been finished some time ago, but for this government. And now this government would like to take questions in question time on the $150 million that they are going to contribute, as if they're doing Victoria a favour, as if we've missed the fact that although there are 25% of the population in Victoria, we are only getting 8% of the infrastructure spending across the next 4 years. Well, Deputy Speaker, people in Victoria, people in Lalor are wise to this Prime Minister. They're wise to the broken promises. They're wise to the fact that he will say and do anything to have the people of Australia believe that he's going to do something, only to weeks later turn around and do the exact opposite. So although I welcome the Victorian Labor government's commitment to completing the upgrade of the M80, of the Western Ring Road, where we are slowed to 2 lanes, I welcome that this work will go ahead. Everyone in my electorate welcomes that this work will go ahead, because it is Melbourne's second busiest highway, Deputy Speaker, and it needs to be completed. This upgrade needs to be completed. We need the Whitten Bridge to be widened. We need that bottleneck to be removed. But it is no thanks to this so-called Prime Minister of Infrastructure, because he has reduced the federal contribution that will be made in Victoria, and he has committed to only 8% of the infrastructure spend across the next 4 years to Victoria. Why he's treating Victoria so unfairly, Deputy Speaker, I'll leave that for the Prime Minister to answer.